For more on this bail application, let's cross to SABC News reporter Vusi Khumalo. Vusi, let me hand this over to you. Of course, today, once again, all eyes on this particular case. So perhaps tell us what we can expect today.
Yes, of course. Good morning, Leanne. Yes, indeed. We are here in the Durban Magistrate Court where we are expecting a 5-man accused of killing Kiernan Forbes, a.k.a. as well as his business associate, Tebello. Tibz Murders is expected to take place here. It's a bail hearing of the 5 who are accused of killing, a.k.a. last year. But with me is the legal analyst, Abigail Ngobene, who's going to take us through about what's really happened. I mean, just to recap on what really happened last time, because we know that the accused are trying their level best in order to prove that the state's case is very weak, and that they will try in their level best to ensure that they do strengthen their case. Well, last week we saw the legal representations of the defense trying to poke holes into the submissions by the state, saying that there are a number of contradictions as well as contrast in this matter. If you can just take us through about, just to recap on those contradictions that were submitted by the defense.
Well, you'll remember that the main point was the fact that there is an affidavit which was deposed to by the DPP in Kiernan, which seemed to be having effects that are more different from what the IO had deposed to in his affidavit. But of course, you'd remember as well that those are actions, or rather the factors or the way in which accused persons or applicant number 1 and number 5 are trying to say to the court that if you compare the two, if you look at the IO which was deposed on this particular day and you look at the one that was deposed to by the DPP, which deposed to in February, there is no way in which the two would have been different given the space of time within which they were deposed to. One of the things was as well the time in which AKA walked out of the restaurant, which is different in two affidavits.
And of course, accused number 2 as well as accused number 4, that is Lindani Ndimande as well as Motsoane Ngobene. We are expecting, what is it that could perhaps we can expect from their legal representations?
Remember that this one of them is one of the accused persons whose application was initially denied to have the Eswatini document utilized in this particular court. I'm not so sure if the legal representation will also want to take it that route on the admissibility and the decision that was made by the court earlier on, which we are not anticipating. But if they don't follow that process, we will then have a short day of having their responding affidavit read on record. And of course, with Ngobene, you'll remember that the affidavit of the IO placed him at the airport, it places him at the hotel, it places him as well with the telephone towers or the telephone which was in certain Mercedes-Benz. They also added last time to say he was also in a vicinity of Umlazi, where the vehicles that were used to commit the crime were handed over back to whoever they were handing them over. So his also virtual card was also used. They also say it placed him inside those vehicles. Of course, he has a very huge test on his side to come and rebut those allegations, not to get into merits there too, but to be able to say the state's case is weak and the interest of justice permit his release on bail.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes, that's our legal analyst, Ngobene, saying that, yes, indeed, the accused are trying their level best in order to state that the state's case is very weak, and they're trying their level best to strengthen their case, to say that they do need bail, and they're also denying any involvement of the 5 in this matter.
All right, thanks for that, and of course covering that for us the entire day, and we certainly will be bringing a lot of it to you as much as we can live and reports of what comes out of the courtrooms.